Hello everybody, today we're going to be learning how to create and use data structures in Unreal Engine 4. So if you have Unreal Engine 4 downloaded on your computer, then you are probably aware of variables. You can create a variable, you can name it whatever you want, you can make it whatever you want, you can make it Boolean, an integer, a float, a string, you can make it an array, a map, a set, whatever. It's good stuff. And with those systems you can make all sorts of very intricate games. But there is a problem. If creating any game, but particularly a data-driven game like an RPG, a genre that I've personally worked with, then your list of variables can become a complete mess. There'll be way too many to keep track of, and it's just not a good situation. But there is a way around that, and that is the data structure. So what a data structure is essentially just a list of user-defined variables that you can use and easily access without having to go through the headache of using each one as an individual variable. So if you have so first you're going to go into this data struct folder that I created. You can make any kind of folder structure you want. Just make sure that you are using a folder structure. Don't be super disorganized. Like your variables, your blueprints can become a mess. But to create our data structure, we're first going to right-click here in this gray area, go to Blueprints, go to Structure, and that's all you need to do. You've created a data structure. So let's say we are in an RPG, and we want some stats. So let's call this one Stats. Now go into it. You can see you can add as many variables as we want. Just press on New Variable here. Expand this. Now this tooltip, that is just what you see when you hover over it on the menu. Character stats, let's put. Now, okay, let's say we have some HP max. Actually, I'm going to add one more. And that's going to be items. Probably not something you want in your stats, but that's fine for this video. So this one, all of these ones are going to be integers. We're actually not going to do that for defense because you can do a lot more than just your basic variable types. You can also put all sorts of cool stuff in there. For example, you can put a data struct inside of a data struct. So if we go, we'll create another one, and this is going to be our defense. And the reason we're going to make this a data struct is, say you want to have a defend option in your game, and you don't want it to be such that it increases the defense stats and then decreases it when the battle's done or when it wears off, because that could make all sorts of unintended side effects that's just not good practice in general. So instead, we're going to make defense a data struct. We're going to have defense and defense modifier, and these are both going to be integers. So now if we go back to our stats, we can make defense a defense structure. And finally, you can put any enumerations you created into this as well. So if you see here, I have a status enumeration and an items enumeration. And if we go to stats, we can make both of these the respective type they need to be. Status and items, respectively. And items, we're going to make that into an array because chances are you're going to have more than one item in your inventory. So now we are done creating data structs. Let's use them, shall we? So first thing we need to do is make it one of our variables. So let's say we have our stats in here, and we're going to make it of data type stats. So if we compile, we can see our default values. Let's make this 20. Now, as with any other variable, you can get it, you can set it, and as you might expect, you can split struct pin here like this. It's the same way if you're working with a vector and you want to get its x, y, and z value. So let's say this is when we're defending. So we're going to take our defense, which we can split further, and we're going to take the modifier specifically and add 20 to that. Now that's good, but notice something here. We're setting the defense modifier properly, but everything else we are setting it back to Unreal's default, and that is not good. So all you need to do there is take everything else and plug it in like this. And that is basically all you need to know about making and using data structures in Unreal. I hope this video helped, and thank you for watching.